Ca7riel and Paco Amoroso's Tiny Desk performance radiates pure authenticity, making this Latin American pop electronic duo go viral worldwide. The show was a huge success, and I've got a lot to share in this video about the behind-the-scenes moments and all the hidden details. So, are you guys ready? Let's dive in. Tour background and arrival at Tiny Desk. Ca7riel and Paco are unstoppable. Right now, they're in the middle of an international tour with over 30 dates in countries like Argentina, Mexico, Spain, France, England, and several cities across Europe, all completely sold out. In the midst of this tour, they made a special stop in Washington at NPR's famous studio to be part of Tiny Desk's month-long feature on Latin artists. Their performance racked up millions of views within just days, with fans highlighting their unique genre fusion. The duo landed in Washington for their highly anticipated Tiny Desk performance, but things weren't exactly in their favor. 2 weeks before, they were reminded that they had to rehearse for the NPR show. But the timing couldn't have been worse. They both came down with a serious flu, running a fever, and even coughing up blood.
Y golpe nos dicen, che, falta 2 semanas para el Tiny Desk. Y nos tuvimos que poner a ensayar heavy. Para eso nos agarró una gripe heavy que nos tumbó mal, tuvimos que cancelar fechas, todo.
Los pibes escupiendo sangre.
Y llegamos, estábamos en el avión yendo a Washington, haciendo los arreglos en el Sibelius. No, transpirando sangre mal. Sí. Y llegamos a...
Nina, one of the backup singers, shared that when they got to the US, still feeling sick, they had to push through a grueling 9-hour rehearsal with the full band.
All just to be ready for the big day.
Ca7riel admitted he was seriously nervous before the show. Then, during soundcheck, Paco got hit with a surprise. They wouldn't be using stage monitors to hear themselves, but they quickly adapted to it. Despite all the obstacles, Ca7riel and Paco brought their own twist and made the most of that small, intimate space and delivered what they do best, connecting with the audience through their unique style. The musicians. I'm sure many of you who watched the Tiny Desk performance were just as impressed by the musicians as you were by Ca7riel and Paco. The truth is, these guys aren't just part of the band, they've been friends for years. Here's the core band that joined them. Anita B. Queen, vocals, sampler. Javier Buren, keys, band arrangements. Felipe Brandy, bass, band arrangements. Eduardo Giardina, drums, band arrangements. And of course, we can't forget the amazing session musicians who came in and really brought their talent and artistry to the stage. Nina J, vocals. Metamami, vocals. Marcos Lopez, percussion. Trey Sorrells, saxophone. Nick Brogdon, trombone. Archie Avant-Garde, trumpet. An incredible group of artists who together created something truly special. Wardrobe and outfits. Ca7riel and Paco Amoroso didn't just blow our minds with their music at Tiny Desk, they made a statement with their outfits. And trust me, the creativity behind those looks is on another level. The genius behind their style? Negra Negra, who's been their go-to stylist for over 2 years. In an interview with La Cava de la Moda, she explained how the whole concept came together. According to her, they know how to dress, they take risks, have their own styles, and love to experiment. It's like working in the best playground. The challenge? Translating all the bold, high-energy vibes from their massive movie star arena performances into something that worked in the cozy, intimate setting of a Tiny Desk. Spoiler. They nailed it. Visas on the musicians' shirts. Let's start with the most unexpected detail, the musicians' shirts. Some of the Argentine band members needed work visas to perform at NPR's Washington, D.C. headquarters. Instead of letting that be a behind-the-scenes hassle, they turned it into something fun. The band wore white shirts printed with images of their actual visas, blending humor and creativity into the performance. The backup singers added another layer of fun with shirts featuring Cato and Paco's faces, while the other musicians sported shirts with their own faces paired with the viral Chad filter. This quirky self-aware detail made the show not just memorable, but truly one of a kind. Ca7riel's heart vest. Now, let's talk about Ca7riel's look. A heart vest made entirely of red teddy bears, each holding a heart that said, Te amo. These stuffed animals were sourced straight from the once neighborhood in Buenos Aires, known for its bustling markets. The vest was playful, bold, and deeply symbolic, a perfect match for Ca7riel's personality. His shirt, crafted by the emerging brand Ca7riel, further showcased the duo's commitment to supporting local Argentine designers. Every element was intentional and dripping with meaning. Paco Amoroso's look. Paco's outfit was pure creativity, mixing unexpected references and cultural nods. For his shirt, he had a unique idea, a Maradona-inspired design. But instead of using the typical image of the football legend, Paco picked a scene from the 2015 film Youth, where Argentine actor Rolly Serrano portrays Maradona. A blend of cinema, football, and surprise. Then there were his shorts, designed by upcycling brand Ca7riel. Made from recycled Levi's denim and accented with bra cups, the piece was a standout example of bold, sustainable fashion. Ca7riel's approach to transforming old clothes into fresh, statement pieces aligned perfectly with Paco's daring style. The handmade hat. Finally, let's not overlook the piece de resistance, Paco's light blue hat. Crafted by designer Flor Tolado, the hat was made from a vintage fox fur coat discovered on 5th Avenue. Tolado documented the process on social media, showing every step of the transformation from a forgotten coat to a show-stopping accessory. The hat wasn't just an add-on, it stole the spotlight, tying Paco's entire look together and grabbing the camera's attention throughout the performance. Every piece of their wardrobe reflected Ca7riel and Paco Amoroso's fearless style. But it wasn't just about looking good. It was about embracing Argentine culture and reimagining it for a global audience. They're big on recycled, handcrafted, and sustainable fashion, proving that you don't need the flashiest or most expensive brands to make a creative and genuine impact. From the heart vest to the work visa shirts, every detail told a story, making their tiny desk appearance as visually impactful as it was musically unforgettable.
¿Ese gorro dónde lo sacaste?
Ese gorro lo hizo una chica
Especial
con
para
un tapado. Sí, conseguimos un tapado en un vintage y la chica lo fabricó.
duro. Sí, eso de los lentes del... Creo que
El triple. Eso está duro.
Eso creo que marcó algo en el
Sí, eso está bueno también.
Las camisas de los panas con las visas.
Sí, hay toda una parte visual de la ropa que creo que es re importante que hay que tratar, sí.
¿Alguien los ayudó para...?
Sí, tenemos una amiga nuestra que es nuestra esperista.
¿Los viste de todos?
Sí, sí.
Sí, la negra, lo máximo. Está re loca.
Ok.
Mal. Nosotros estábamos medio locos, ¿viste? Pero ella está más loca que nosotros. Y nos casó el flan, entendió, ¿viste? Que nos gusta. Hay en el humor que tiene ella también. Eso reayuda a construir también, ¿viste? Porque es lo visual.
Impact and final thoughts. For those who didn't know them internationally yet, Ca7riel and Paco Amoroso are a breath of fresh air in today's music scene. Their sound is innovative and so different from the commercial reggaeton we're used to. What makes them stand out? It's not just their musical creativity, it's also their style, their fashion, and their unique sense of humor. If you haven't watched the short films from their latest album, I highly recommend you check them out. It's a visual masterpiece that pulls you in and makes you want to be part of their world. Seeing artists who can make you smile and get you dancing is such a win, don't you think? Honestly, I feel like people are tired of hearing the same thing over and over. Ca7riel and Paco show that it's possible to embrace the fun and catchiness of pop while still delivering high-quality music. If this is the future of urban music, bring on 1,000 more tracks like these. Their duality is fascinating. At first glance, their bold style makes it seem like they're just looking for attention, but once you hear them, they completely surprise you. That mix of flashy and deep is what makes them so unique. There's so much more to them than their appearance, and their musical talent is undeniable. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future content. And if you're curious about the duo's story, check out my first video, where I dive into how Ca7riel and Paco met and became the powerhouse artists they are today. What do you want to see next? Should we break down their lyrics, their videos, their solo careers, or maybe even do interviews? Let me know in the comments. See ya in the next video.
I think I'm losing count of the amount of amazing music and musicians that have been introduced to me through Tiny Desk. It's so amazing, and I'm gonna add Ca7riel and Paco Amoroso to that because these guys That Tiny Desk is sick. Their musicians are amazing. If you haven't checked that out yet, please go see Ca7riel and Paco Amoroso in Tiny Desk right now, because that's amazing. Thank you, Tiny Desk, for truly doing a public service, honestly, for introducing amazing music to people.
This is my favorite part. Bro, this Brody's tone is crazy. I'm in this. Bro.
So I've been seeing this all over my TikTok. Ca7riel and Paco Amoroso. They're Argentinian singers, and this Tiny Desk is everything. So I went on a deep dive on their music, and their music, yes, their Tiny Desk concert was so good. It was seriously one of the best performances I've seen on this Tiny Desk in a while, okay? The way they fuse the music, the way they do the music, it's just smart. I'm legit a fan, and I'm a new fan. I'm a Today fan, and I started listening to their music, and it's a vibe. It's a vibe. I love it. I think that they need to start coming over here to the United States. People are ready for them. I need them to be bigger here.
La que puede, puede.
La mano arriba todo el mundo que llegó Paquito. La que le gusta a tu suegra y a los chavalitos.
You may be surprised to learn, like I was, that what they played at the Tiny Desk sounds completely different than the original versions of those songs. The original versions are much more like electronic, techno, trap influenced, and what they played at the Tiny Desk incorporated elements of jazz and funk and Afro-Caribbean rhythms. You know, that part that just makes you really want to dance with the guy playing the bongos in the back. Oh my God, so well orchestrated. And whoever orchestrated those arrangements of those songs did such a phenomenal job of completely transforming the sound. And I think it's so appealing to so many people because, one, it's so different than what we're used to hearing in popular culture these days. And secondly, it's something that so many different people can connect to and relate to because they incorporated so many different musical styles in one short concert video. And there's so many different layers to that every time I listen to it, I hear something that I didn't notice the first time. And that just makes it so much more addictive and makes me want to keep watching it over and over again, and probably you too. So